Hello everyone, in this video I'll be explaining how to complete the lemmatizing exercise. So most of this code at the beginning of this notebook is copied directly from Dr. Goldie's original notebook. And you can just copy this as well. This is just downloading the data set and preparing it to complete the exercise. So we're importing these. We're using this as I'm navigating into the folder on M2 that has the data set that we're going to use. And we're opening the data set and we're cleaning it, removing stop words, and splitting the text. And then here, in this cell here, we're stemming the data, which basically means we're cutting off the suffix here. So it gives you some weird words like family spelled weird like this, and some of these that don't really make sense, but it does basically condense all the words to basically give you if the words have the same root, then they'll have the same stem, generally speaking. And then here we're going to be using lemmas, which is basically using WordNet to detect what the root word is of any given word. So instead of that weird spelling of family before, we have the normal spelling of family here. And then here is where the exercise actually starts. And so we're going to be changing it to look at the top 200 lemmas instead of the top 20. So here we're going to create a stemmed count variable and set it equal to the series value counts of the stemmed list. And then we look at the top 200, it'll give us the top few, which Mr. Eleanor could, etc. And here it gives you the count of how many times that stem appears. And then down below, these are the ones towards the end of the top one or top 200. Now we're going to do the same thing if lemmas, and this is what it says the top lemmas are from the list. Now we're going to lemmatize the text of the Benjamin Bouncing trial, which is what we used in the previous exercise. So here I'm just copied from the notebook from before to download the data set and remove words and clean it and remove some words we don't want. And then this gives us the count of all of the base words as we're given before we stem or lemmatize it. And this is the word cloud we created in that previous exercise using just the base words. And now we're going to repeat it, but this time we're going to use lemmatization. So in here, we are looping through the lowercase and split version of the text. And we're basically saying if the word is not a stop word, then we'll keep going. And if it's not an extra words, which means the words we want to get rid of, we'll get rid of punctuation and we'll find the lemma of it. And then and if it's a valid lemma, we'll append it to our stop word of the list. And then this gives us our list of our top 20 stop words after lemmatizing it. So then here you're going to want to cd into, because you can't create earlier in the code up here, when we cd'd into this folder, which basically just means to move directories in M2. And this moved into one of Dr. Goldie's folders. So that means you can't create new files there, or even if you could, you wouldn't be able to access them very easily. So you want to move into a folder you can access. Where's here? So really you can just say cd space and then this tilde slash, this just means to go back to your user directory. And then you can do, I did videos because that's the name of the folder I'm creating these notebooks in. You can just, yours will probably be digital-history. Or just if you want to create a new folder to put your files in, whatever you want to do. And but this is an important step or else it won't let you save your files properly. And then here we're going to create a new word cloud, but this time we're using the lemmatized words instead of just all the words. And as you can see, it looks very different and the results are a bit more meaningful this time. And remember to do plt.save and it will save your new word cloud. So for the next part of the exercise, we're going to create 3 bar plots, one for each of the Jane Austen novels. And we're going to show the top 20 lemmas, stop worded and stripped of punctuation for each novel. So I'm going to do just the first novel, which is Sense and Sensibility, and then I'll let you do the remaining 2 on your own. So here we're going through the text of the Sense and Sensibility, which is clean data sub-0. And we're lemmatizing it and adding it to our words. And here are the top 20 lemmas from Sense and Sensibility. And then here, creating a bar plot, just like we did in the previous exercise where we made bar plots. And you want to call it figure 1 or whatever number. And you can give it a more meaningful name than this. I just use this as an example. And it should create a graph that looks something like this. Of course, you can make your own changes to make it look how you want, such as like changing colors or changing the angle of the ticks on the axes or whatever you want to do. And the code for the other two will look very similar to this, except you'll change this from 0 to 1 and 2 for the other two novels. And that is it for the lemmatization exercise. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to either myself or Dr. Goldie.